Red Door Shield. Secure everything.
A business owner I know did everything right. He read the headlines. He worried about getting hacked. So he went out and bought cyber insurance, paid his premium every month, felt covered. Then he got hit. Ransomware. The whole business locked up. So he did the logical thing. He filed his claim, the thing he had been paying for, the whole reason he bought the policy. And the insurance company said no. They denied it. On a technicality buried in his policy. He had been paying for a parachute that, it turned out, was never going to open. So if you have been wondering, does my small business actually need cyber insurance? I am going to answer that today. But the real lesson is the part almost nobody tells you, the part that decides whether your policy is worth anything at all. My name is Tony Chan. I founded Red Door Technologies, and in 17 years, I have sat with owners on both the good and the bad side of these claims. First, quick and honest, I am not an insurance broker. For your specific policy, talk to a licensed agent. What I can give you is what I see from the security side, which is the side that decides whether your claim actually gets paid. So here's the straight answers to what you searched. For most small businesses today, yes. Cyber insurance is worth having. If a breach can cost you $200,000, having something to help absorb that is smart. I am not going to talk you out of it. But here is the twist, and it is the whole point of this video. Cyber insurance is not protection. It is reimbursement, and the difference between those two words is exactly where business owners get burned. Let me clear up what cyber insurance actually does because most owners have a fuzzy picture of it. When it works, a good policy can help cover things like the cost of recovery, legal fees, notifying your clients, sometimes a ransom payment, and the income you lose while you are down. That is real value. That is why I say most businesses should have it. But notice something about every single one of those. They all happen after the breach, after the damage, after the stranger has already been in your systems, taken what they wanted, and locked the door behind them. Here is the analogy I use. Insurance is the parachute. It does not keep the plane in the air. It just gives you a chance if the plane goes down. And you would never fly a plane thinking, the engine does not matter, I have a parachute. But that is exactly how a lot of businesses treat their security. They buy the parachute and ignore the engine. Now back to that owner whose claim got denied. Why did that happen? Because of the part of cyber insurance almost nobody reads. The requirements? Here is what has changed. A few years ago, insurers would cover almost anyone. Then they started paying out billions and they got strict. Now, to get a policy, and more importantly to keep it valid, most insurers require you to already have certain protections in place. They require multi-factor authentication. They require real backups. They require basic security controls. And on the application, they ask you to confirm you have all of it. Here is the trap. A lot of owners check yes because they think they have those things, or because their assistant filled out the form, or because they did not fully understand the question. And then a breach happens, and the insurance company investigates. And they find out that the multi-factor authentication was never actually turned on. That is the technicality. The claim gets denied because the protections you said you had were not actually there. You paid every premium, and when the moment came, the parachute did not open. It gets one more layer. Even when claims do get paid, your premiums after a breach can jump, or you can become very hard to insure at all. The businesses that get the best coverage at the best price with claims that actually pay are the ones that are genuinely secure in the first place. So let me reframe the question you came here with. The question is not, do I need cyber insurance? You probably do. The real question is, do I have the protection that makes the insurance actually work? Because these two things are not competitors, they are partners. Protection is the engine. It keeps you from crashing in the first place. Insurance is the parachute. It is there for the worst case. You want both. But if you can only get one in place first, get the engine. Because a parachute on a plane with no engine is just an expensive way to feel safe. And here is the part that surprises owners. The exact same protections that prevent a breach. Multi-factor authentication, monitoring, backups are the ones the insurer requires anyway. So getting properly protected does three things at once. It lowers your odds of ever needing the claim, it keeps the claim valid if you do, and it often lowers your premium. So here is what I would actually do if I were you. By all means, get a cyber insurance quote. Talk to a licensed agent that is smart. But before you sign anything, find out whether you can honestly check yes on those requirements. Because the application is going to ask you if you have multi-factor authentication, backups, and security controls in place. And the answer to those questions decides whether your policy is real protection or just a monthly bill. That is exactly what our free business security assessment tells you. We look at your setup and tell you, in plain English, which of those insurance required protections you actually have and which ones you only think you have. So you can answer that application honestly, qualify for better coverage, and most importantly, lower the odds you ever file a claim at all. No jargon, no pressure. Just a straight answer about where you really stand. The link is in the description. And subscribe, because this is the Business Owner Question Series, where I answer the exact questions you are typing into Google. Next up, is Microsoft 365 enough protection on its own? A lot of owners are betting their whole business on the answer being yes. It is not, and I will show you why. But for today, remember the owner from the start. He had the parachute. What he did not have was the engine. Do not be him.
Stop hoping. Start knowing.